What's going on everyone, TomGorian here, and welcome back to another episode of the F1 2018 Career Mode with Renault. We're closing out Season 2 today. Today is the Russian Grand Prix at the Sochi Automodrome, and it's a track that I'm actually decent at. I don't mind this track, I actually like this track more than others. I think it's a mix of a normal track and a street circuit with 90-degree corners and long straights. We've got a major an ultimate upgrade coming in Brazil. Hopefully it comes in Brazil, otherwise we're not getting the upgrade if it fails on us. But progress rates, we're still tied with Red Bull. Here's the Season 1 progress rate, and now here's Season 2. Pause the video for the compare differences with us and Ferrari and other teams, but it's time to race. We're still leading the championship and we're still trailing Red Bull in the constructors, but it's time to race for the Russian Grand Prix.
Good afternoon from Sochi as we prepare to get underway for the Russian Grand Prix. The championship battle has some time to go yet, but still expect no quarter to be given here on this circuit that made its debut in 2014 and has already seen some classic racing. Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. A fantastic effort from Esteban Ocon yesterday puts him on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Vettel, Thomas and Alonso, Bottas, Ricciardo, Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, Raikkonen, Ericsson, Kevin Magnussen and Sirotkin, Grosjean, Van Dorn, Carlos Sainz and Pierre Gasly. Hartley and Lance Stroll rounds off the grid.
Right, let's be patient going into turn.
A very interesting qualifying session for us. I'm starting P5. Ocon is on pole position. I don't know where the Force Indies are getting the pace from, but recently, after Belgium, they've just been the third best or second best team. And with Perez winning the Italian Grand Prix, by the way, if you haven't seen that, then go down to the link of the description. But with Perez winning the Italian Grand Prix, I'm actually questioning where Force India's paces came from. And today we're going to be doing the one-stop ultras to actually hypers to ultras, I think. And I'm just trying to see if I can do anything to be quicker when it comes to tire pressures and stuff. My teammate actually qualified P17, which is weird, but P5 just ahead of our rival Daniel Ricciardo in the championship. So actually no, it's Alonso, so it's pretty much everything to gain and nothing to lose with this race, as 5 lights are out and away we go for the Russian Grand Prix. And Vettel gets an absolute decent start, and that's Alonso on our inside as we head towards turn 1. We've got to be careful here. In towards turn 1, and oh my god, what the hell's just happened there? Whoo! What the hell just happened there? My brakes didn't work, and I think I broke too late there, and we've lost a position to Bottas and Alonso. We've lost one position heading into turn 3. Oh well, it's technically turn 4 now, but Alonso's ahead of us. What happened there? I'm gonna go back down the inside of Alonso to regain that position. I'm still a little bit shocked at the start. I tried to go down the inside and I think I broke myself a little bit too late, but let's see if we can try and regain some of these positions. We're too far away from Bottas right now, but I think Ocon is still leading this race. Ricciardo's behind us, so I don't want him catching up and overtaking us in the championship fight. Let's see, down the inside we go on Valtteri Bottas, and that is P5 for us. So, look at this train. We've got Verstappen, we've got Vettel, and I think we've got either Perez or, I don't know, or Hamilton. I'm not really sure. I think Hamilton's down the order here. I think that's Perez, yeah. So Perez, Vettel, and Verstappen in this little train. So let's see if we can overtake Verstappen. And we're closing in. Alright, look at this battle here between Vettel and Ocon. Side by side, have just overtaken Verstappen. Ocon gets the position on Sebastian Vettel. Wow. So it's a 3-1 right now for the Force Indies. I'm going to try and see if I can just throw off Vettel and just try and get him, overtake him as quickly as possible. Our car really seems to work in the second sector, so let's see if we can try and overtake Vettel. Do the switchback, he leaves the room, there we go, lovely easy overtake, and we're in P3 I think. We have Ocon next, I think it's P4, I'm not sure. We're slowly starting to close in on Esteban Ocon here. He clearly doesn't have the pace to contain us. So this is for second place. It's a Force India 1-2 at the Russian Grand Prix. Wow, who would have thought that? Ocon and Perez. I still don't know where this pace is coming from with the Force Indias. All of a sudden they're quick. And they are really playing a major part in this season when it comes to the championship and races. But here we go, DRS, and that is an easy overtake. We are P2, just about. Yep, there it is, moved on. P2 in the Russian Grand Prix. Perez is next. Alright, so Perez is pretty much gotten away. He's always a corner ahead. So, oh, nearly banged into the wall. As we just make the pit limiter for our one and only pit stop. We're going to go from Hypersofts to Ultrasofts, and that should take us to the end of the race. I think the original strategy, was a two-stop, but I think that would have cost us too much time. So here we go for our Ultrasoft stint, and we are down the order. We're ahead of Leclerc. Now Sainz hasn't had a good race so far. He's down in P15. Well, yeah, P14 now. He started P17. I think he's got damage. Actually, no. He's actually behind us. So, what's happened to Sainz? Wow, there's a yellow flag. I don't know what's happened to Carlos Sainz there. We're going to have to check it out. So, Sainz has a puncture. And his race is pretty much ruined. As Vettel's in the pits. And let's see if we can get Perez. No, we don't. Perez actually extends his gap. Wow. How did Perez do that? Very interesting. Lap 12. And let's see if we can catch Van Dorn. Hopefully Perez gets held up in the back markers, or the people, or the drivers who haven't pitted. And who's that? That is... Wow, that's Carlos Sainz, our teammate. Wow. Very disappointing day for Carlos Sainz there, I feel, as we set the new fastest lap. Very disappointing for Carlos Sainz, as he's pretty much done for this race. But now all the attention is now on Perez to try and overtake him and win this race. We have enough time, we have enough laps, as Carlos Sainz pits. And he should retire because his race is over with. Still trying to chase Sergio Perez, but every time I try to close him down, he keeps opening the gap, and I'm just trying to play a game of chess with him, just trying to use ERS, but his ERS is not running out, and we're closing the gap, but on the corners, we've lost time there. Big mistake. Well, I think this race is over. I don't think we're going to catch Perez unless he retires. But there's no sign of Ricciardo anywhere, so it looks like we will extend our championship advantage as long as we can finish. But I'm really surprised at Sergio Perez's pace in this race. He's really turned it on, and we haven't really had an answer for these Force Indias. So looks like these next couple of laps I'm going to have to back off unless Perez retires or something, because there's no way we're catching him. Very disappointing race, the second half. We couldn't catch Perez. We managed to overtake Vettel and Verstappen and Ocon and the rest, but there we go. For the second consecutive time, Sergio Perez wins the Russian Grand Prix, his second victory of the season. But we're going to come around the final corner to take second place. And just like Italy, I'm a little bit disappointed, but we extend our championship advantage over Daniel Ricciardo, so I'm happy.
1-3 at the end of the race. Very impressive right there from the Force India boys, and also Sergio Perez.
Perez on getting a second victory this season to round out Season 2, but for us it's another good race. It's a decent race, but I ultimately want to win, and it's the second time that we've been blown out by Perez in the Force Indias, so we've got to try and close the gap towards the Force India boys if we want any chance of beating them. But Drivers' Championship wise, we're 17 points clear ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. Constructors wise, I think we're still behind him, but we're slowly starting to close the gap as we head towards the last couple of races of season number 2. As you can see there, Force India, Mercedes are starting to fall back massively, and Sauber and McLaren are starting to catch up as well. But it's another decent race by us, and Force India is starting to really show what they're worth for this race. But for the next race, the Japanese Grand Prix, I think we might just absolutely destroy them, since our car really likes that track. But thanks for watching, make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next episode for the Japanese Grand Prix. Until then.